Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hi there, this is Stephanie James, and I am just honored to be here for Dr. Pat while she is on vacation this week. And I'm just so thrilled that I have one of my very dear friends and the wonderful co-founder of AgeNation and Empowerment New Mexico. She's a life and wellness consultant, ageless life coach, and expert on aging and transformation workshops. She's got all these amazing online programs. Sedena is also the co-producer, host, and Ageless Living Television Series developer for PBS. So I am so thrilled to welcome my dear friend, Sedena Cappannelli, to this episode of Dr. Pat. Welcome, Sedena.
Well, good morning, Stephanie. I'm so grateful to be here and always so glad to see you. So hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. It's a wonderful station, and Dr. Pat's great, and Stephanie is just the best. So I'm pleased. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely just thrilled. Also, Sedena, one of the wonderful things is I feel like from the moment I met you in Santa Fe, there was just this beautiful connection. And I have to share with the listening audience that, so this will be 2 years, I guess in March would be a year or 2 years now. Gosh, Sedena, has it been 2?
Wow. Well, time is just, this last year, you can kind of.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years ago where I went to Santa Fe and had called there. I had a mutual friend who knew you and George and had this beautiful breakfast with the two of you and talked about my film idea. And you two have just been phenomenal supports. And Sedena and I, Sedena was one of my beautiful presenters, and she and George were in the film that is going to be coming out soon when Sparks Ignite. So we're excited about that. But all this beautiful content, Sedena, and let's talk a little bit. You know, I know so many people know you, but for people that don't know you, talk a little bit about how did you get into this area of ageless living? Like, what inspired that in you?
Well, it's kind of a circuitous route. George and I are consultants as well. We've written, a few books, and back, gosh, I think it was in 2004, we were invited by one of our clients to go to the International Conference on Aging. And so we did that, and I ended up in the ladies' room crying because it was about aging, and the United States was at the bottom of the list, and Singapore and Sweden and all these other countries were doing amazing things for their elders. And I thought, well, what is going on here? We really need to step up our game. So we had just written a book, and actually our agent was at the conference we'd given before we left and said, this is a new book, and that became Do Not Go Quietly, which has won 9 National Book Awards. And so that all just kind of unfolded. And on the way back on the plane, we said, this is our life's work now. We're in the second half of life, and this is not okay. We need to shine a light on our elders, and we're going to do that now in our books. And we didn't know, but we launched AgeNation, our company, and just kept going. We've done conferences, online, global summits with everybody from Neil Donald Walsh to Marianne Williamson to you name it. And it's been really a joy. Just that's really how it came about. Both at that time as well, just to kind of add fuel to the fire, both sets of our parents were in their time of passage at kind of around the same time. So it was interesting. We reached out and tried to help in any way we could. We were at a distance too from them, different states, but we discovered that people really didn't know what was going on with aging and that they didn't understand how to support their loved ones. It was like reinventing the wheel. So that was another impetus to get this started. And I'm so grateful. I have a huge passion for it, as you know.
Yes.
And then, so we also founded Empower New Mexico, which is our nonprofit. And we launched that with, I don't know if anybody knows, the listeners know Santa Fe Opera, one of the quintessential opera houses in the country. And we launched Empower New Mexico with Roberta Flack and Sean Colvin at the Santa Fe Opera. You didn't know that?
No, that's awesome. I love it.
It was wonderful. And to a full house, it was amazing. And then just from there, a lot of entertainment events. All of it is about really shining a light on our beauty and our power and our strength that's there because we were younger and we garnered all of that to this time. When you're younger, you don't have what you have when you're older.
Yeah.
You just don't have it. So why are we not really honoring it in ourselves, in all those around us, and really supporting those people that can lift us out of some of the issues that we have in our world right now? So that's a short way of telling you it's been quite a journey, and I'm very blessed to be on it. It's like, who knew when I was an actress and a model that 30 years later I was going to be so passionate about conscious aging, but here I am.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful. I love hearing your journey and so many miracles and beautiful serendipity along the way that just kept expanding and opening things up. And the part too, I just really honor, Sedena, is I can remember being, I think at the time I was 24. Yeah, I was 24 years old with a little 3-year-old daughter. And Clarissa Pinkola Estes came to speak at CSU. And her book, as people know, Women Who Run with the Wolves, was out then. And it was the first time, and I at the time being, a young mother, getting that idea of, this maiden mother, then the crone. And for the first time, and I was too young to get it in the deepest of ways, but for the first time going, oh my gosh, like being a crone, there's actually something beautiful about that. And that's, oh my gosh. And I already felt that way from having a phenomenal grandmother, feeling like, oh yeah, the wisdom and the things that we learn. I mean, my grandmother taught me sewing and cooking and all these things, but really, embracing that, wow, it's true. Our society has not embraced the elders and how essential that is to honor that and to bring that awareness out.
That's beautiful. Well, that's just so beautiful, Stephanie. Yeah, well, another thing is coming to mind before I go on, when you said Clarissa Pinkola Estes, she's one of my go-to people that I quote all the time too. I just adore her. And yes, it's what it reminded me of is it's something to look forward to as we age, right?
Yes.
Amazing unfolding wisdom that's going to come out. And you can call it crone or whatever you want to call it. It's actually, if you think of a flower, I really love roses when they're in full bloom. Okay. Not that I don't like a rose tied in the bud. They're beautiful. But as it blooms, it's just got a beauty that's so rare and wonderful. And that's kind of what happens as we age. And if we can just kind of focus on that instead of what it was like when we were younger. And Clarissa has a quote too that I love. She says, asking the proper questions caused the secret door of the psyche to swing open. And so a lot of the work I do is about asking questions. And one of the questions can be, what is it about you that you want to unfold as you get older, that you didn't do when you were younger? Maybe not even a dream that's there yet. What would that be? And as we percolate dreams, it's so interesting what can happen as we think about it. Because anyway, questions are a fantastic thing. And I discovered how important the second half of life was. I mean, Ageless Living is another one who wrote the book, The Second Half of Life. And I was tuned into her when I turned 50. And I had what I would call really a perfect storm of transition. I had moved to a new state. I had a new marriage. I had really just lost my mother, who was like my best friend. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. We're incredibly close. So all these transitions were happening. And here, then, the day, get this, my birthday, they called me and told me I was in menopause. Officially. You are officially in menopause. It was really, oh my God, I'm 50. It was really traumatic.
Yeah.
And what I discovered is what you discovered, that there are so many gifts. I stuck my toe into the waters of my Native American heritage from my father and started realizing, wow, Native people tell you that this is a time of legacy. This is a time of honor and wisdom, and you're really elevated. So it gave me hope. It gave me a lot of hope. And then also delving into Ageless Living, Clarissa, all of these people who share from their heart about just the gifts we have to share. There's a lot to look forward to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
and I think too, Sedena, I mean, I'm resonating with you so much, from one of my things that I share, with my audience and clients all the time is that life began for me at 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be turning 54 here in June. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have had 4 of the most incredible years of my life. Like I could not have imagined when you talk about how it blossoms and blooms. And so I think, we have such interesting mentalities, and we have because of our culture and what the media has really saturated us with.
Yeah.
And it's men and women. I mean, neither is, I think men have a little more grace in that, we have all this pressure around beauty and aging.
Yep.
And I think that what's so lovely is I just feel that just expanding as people that I know and the people that I just love and am close to and myself as I'm aging. I mean, I just see people getting more beautiful. I mean, literally more vital. My mother is 77. She's going to be 78 in June. And that woman is not, I mean, she is a go-getter, vibrant, always doing things, and is beautiful. So I love that concept of we can keep opening, we can keep allowing this beautiful flower to bloom, unfold, and the fragrance gets even more rich as we age. And it's really, right, it's a mentality, it's a mindset and a heart set.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. We are definitely on the same page about this. Yeah. And you're such a baby, at 54. I know it feels like really old to you, but trust me. Well, it just gets better. We actually wrote a book called The Best Is Yet to Be. I think it's on the bookshelf. And, it just means not really being naive, but believing in unlimited possibilities and holding the high watch and being flexible and being willing to move into your gifts and talents and stand strong and tall in who you are at whatever age you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ageism, unfortunately, is the only really one of the few accepted prejudices. And we do it to ourselves. We kind of tell ourselves, oh, we have all these little senior moment jokes that are really
Mhm.
ridiculous because we forgot things when we were younger too. We didn't say, oh, I'm having a teenage moment.
Right.
So anyway, it's such a
Yeah. Well,
pleasure to
and
be with you.
thank you. I just enjoy this so much. And, I was reflecting on something that you said in the film that I got to witness in person when you were presenting. But one of the things that you said that really stuck with me is that it doesn't matter what age we are. It's that we're wisdom and aging, if you will. We're our elders in training.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's right.
and
I did say
so I love that term. So it doesn't matter if a listener right now is 20 or 60, 42, it does not matter. And the elder in training really is about bringing that wisdom piece in. And we all know people that, I have had clients in my office who are 19 years old and the oldest souls.
Oh, sure.
And are so wise. And I have this one gal that, I have to tell you, Sedena, we just laugh all the time because I can never get her age right. I'm always like, you're 28? She's like, I'm 19. It's just this, it's hard for me to get it. And so there is that ageless, beautiful spirit that's within us. And so I'm curious, from your wisdom and your experience, how can someone start accessing that piece of them when they're kind of inundated with the messages and they're feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got to live up to a certain standard of external beauty? How do we really bring that within and really start accessing that wisdom piece?
It's a good question. Well, you were saying ageless beauty, and that's my thing. In fact, you're going to be a presenter on my retreat coming up, Ageless Beauty, Vitality, and Wellbeing, Inside Out. And really, it's the inside out part that would answer that question. You begin really by realizing when you're born, you begin aging. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all aging. That's one thing we really, if everyone could come together on something, that would be it, because we all have that in common. There's no difference, cultural, skin color, it doesn't matter. We're all aging.
Yeah.
And how can I think it's about making friends and being in acceptance and compassion of who we are at every single age and stage of our lives. And to realize too, the really big important thing for me is that we're ageless beings. We're energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. Scientists tell us that. So it can't be destroyed, and it's unlimited, right? It lives on forever. So we are ageless, like the universe. And if we can grasp that and understand that we're always becoming, and to let all the stuff that happens, just go, and know it's just part of the dance, part of our growth pattern, And then I hope I'm answering your question.
Yeah.
I think that would really go a long way to help everybody come into a greater wholeness. For me, ageless living is just a huge thing. We have access to the power and the light of the universe. How incredible is that? And so if you think of it that way, you are a universal being. You're not just, you're ageless.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. We're the ones who put such an onus on aging and on numbers. And it's just a number, So what I do a lot is, like, during the day, if I'm feeling imploded, I'm feeling lack of energy, I'm agitated, something like that is going on, I take the time, just like if I'm going to get a glass of water because I'm thirsty, I take the time to replenish myself. I let go of those negative feelings. breathe them out, maybe do a little tapping. I have a lot of processes that I share and that I do myself. And just take those few minutes of time to replenish the body, mind, and spirit. And then I can come back just like food or water. I can come back and I feel refreshed and I'm good to go for the rest of the day. We need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you wouldn't leave your car, you know, just to go out of gas. We need the gas. We need to keep going. And it's not just food. It's not just the body, it's the mind and the spirit. And our wholeness is about loving all of who we are, not just the good stuff. In fact, I think right now with what we're going through in our world, it's super incredibly important to love every feeling that comes up and be tender and nurturing to ourselves and realize it's only natural. You're going to feel like that. You know, look what's happening all around. We're being bombarded by energy. And well, that's kind of another subject, but no one really knows what's happening in our world, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's on the agenda. So we are in some ways playing a waiting game, because you hear people saying that all the time. Well, I don't know what's happening. And so it makes everybody a little shifty. And there are shifting sands because it does change from time to time. So waiting is not a waste of time. We can take this time and we can really enrich ourselves, strengthen ourselves, be strong, find ways that make things that make us feel good. Think of peace like a river. Close our eyes. You know, remember those peaceful moments when we're standing by a river or whatever makes you feel good, and coming back, always to balance so that we can help others. Because this is a time when we need to create a new story. And, you know, the story that's happening is no longer, it's not going to ever come back to what it was. So what is it going to become, and how are we going to flourish now? So whatever you can do to shore yourself up, that's what I would suggest. And that means all of you, embracing every part of you. The mistakes are not, you know, mistakes are what creates every good thing in the future. So just all of it. Embrace you for the incomparable person that you are. That's what's important right now.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Sedena. You know, and I'm hearing that so clearly, the importance of this really being an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, it's regardless of our circumstances or the situations that are on the outside, as we cultivate this well-being and this healing inside of us and keep returning to center. I think those are the things that you're talking about. So that when you talk about beauty inside out, it's like cultivating that beautiful garden within us. And what's interesting too is even loving the weeds as they come up. Now we might pull them. Yeah. And we might say, you know, this no longer serves me, so we're weeding our garden.
Right.
And we're aware of like loving all of us. And really quickly, what really resonated for me is this beautiful exercise of, I just want to invite listeners, you know, this is a beautiful practice. It doesn't take a long time. And what you do is you, first of all, you just go into your heart, and what you focus on, first of all, are the parts of yourself that are easy to love. Just the things that are easy to love. And so that might be that you have a kind heart and you're good to animals, or you love nature, you show up as a wonderful friend, you're a caring partner, whatever that is. And you just love those parts of you. And then you can really invite the divine to come in and really resonate through your heart and just open to the possibility. You just have to say, I am open to the possibility of loving the parts of myself that I don't yet love.
Yeah.
And just opening to that and just saying, I am willing to fall in love with those parts of myself that have been difficult. So we can start holding those parts and allowing ourselves to show up fully.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Whatever it takes. I mean, you know, coming to, some people need to let go of the emotion first, or whatever is there, so that they can come into their fullness, and really feel that connection with the divine. So if that's what you need, or to just, it does really work to go to the heart, and smile to your heart, because the heart really opens with the sunshine of our smile. It does. If you smile, you can feel your heart open. So
absolutely.
and as soon as you do that, then you're connected to everything, and you're not alone. And we really are not alone. It does feel like it at times, but we're so connected. We're unified. We're interconnected.
Exactly. And I love that you just said, when we focus on our heart, that's when we allow it to open. And I think if you have a hard time accessing the divine, just think of someone that you love. Bring that energy to your heart, and it starts opening it up. And then remembering someone who has loved you, and what that felt like, what their face looked like, and you'll just feel your heart begin to open and expand. And then it's easier to give yourself the same kind of unconditional love.
Absolutely. Or even a flower, or your dog. I mean, whatever makes you happy.
Yes.
Don't think of anything, just picture that, and it instantly opens up.
Oh, thank you, Sedena. This is so rich and so wonderful. And so I'm so excited. When we come back after break, we're going to be talking about our retreat. We have this amazing retreat, as you mentioned, Ageless Beauty, Vitality, and Wellbeing Inside Out, that's coming May 7th and 8th. And just the beautiful offerings that are there for people, as well as just sharing more wisdom, more ideas of how we can really just ignite our lives, and whatever age we're at, show up with that beauty, vitality, and truly ageless living.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sedena.
Thank you.
This is Stephanie James, and I am from The Spark, is my radio show and podcast. And I am so honored to be here substituting for Dr. Pat while she is on vacation. So also very thrilled to have Sedena Cappannelli with me, co-producer, host, co-creator of Ageless Living Television Series for PBS, co-founder of AgeNation and Empower New Mexico. She's a life and wellness consultant, ageless life coach, and expert on aging and transformation workshops. I am thrilled that my dear friend and just wonderful, wonderful light, Sedena Cappannelli, is with me today. Sedena, thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Well, we've had such a rich conversation so far. I'm just, I am excited. And I do want to start out actually by talking a little bit about the Ageless Living series that you do for PBS. And I know that some states may not have that, but can you talk a little bit about the amazing offerings that series has and how people can access that?
Sure. So I'm a co-producer, and I hosted these live conferences that we did, and then that was all recorded live and then put into 40 episodes that are now airing across the country. So I don't really know, wherever you are, whoever is listening and on the air, I know that in New Mexico, it's every Saturday at 4:30 and Sunday at 5 o'clock. And anywhere else, it's airing in 53 states, or 53 programs, stations, I mean. So if it's not in yours, you just call your PBS station and say, I want to watch this Ageless Living series. And it's really amazing. Like I said, there's 40 episodes, 22 incredible, most of them New York Times bestsellers multiple times. And I'm one of the presenters, and with my husband, George, and it's for every single area of your life that you want to fulfill. These speakers are, world class, and they speak to ageless living from their perspective. So it's very fascinating information. And it's all broken up into two, each one has 2 half hours. So I hope you'll watch. It's a wonderful award-winning series, won a Telly Award. And we're excited about it, having it out there because it's uplifting and inspiring and brings you so many strategies that, finance, well-being, health, relationships, afterlife, legacy, lifestyle, you name it. And they're all incredible people. So,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, you can name some of the names, but I think I remember Larry Dossey and Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Joan Borasinko.
Yeah, good. You're doing really good. John Gray.
John Gray, I was just going to say, yeah.
Let's see, who else? There's so many. We have the transformational comedian Kyle Cease, who is just hilarious. And from the point of view of consciousness, it's humorous, and he has you just in hysterics, and you learn at the same time. Just so many people. Oh, the incredible environmentalist David Suzuki.
Yeah.
Lynn Twist, talking about abundance from the place of sufficiency, that we have enough. It's really very inspirational. So thanks for asking.
Yes.
I'm really glad for people to get to know that series. Wherever you are, just ask for Ageless Living Television Series. Call your station. So yeah, that's been a real joy. It was a lot of work for 3 years, and now it's out there, and we're excited.
Well, and I felt so honored a year ago, January, when I got to go to the premiere in Santa Fe through a snowstorm and everything else.
I was thrilled that you showed up. We did it at the Santa Fe Convention Center. We had 1,200 seats reserved, but it literally was a blizzard.
Yeah.
And there is Stephanie and 400 other people. I was actually surprised 400 people showed up.
But it was fabulous. I mean, it really was. And it was so exciting to be a part of that. And for those people that don't know me, I live in Colorado. So to drive from Fort Collins, Colorado to Santa Fe in a snowstorm, it was absolute divine guidance. And there was like nothing that was going to deter me, because we were absolutely just there to celebrate. And it was such a beautiful event. Such a beautiful
Thank you again. It was such a treat. We took pictures at the Step and Repeat banner together, and we had a great time. It was fun.
It was fun. Well, so let's keep exploring this beautiful topic that we're talking about, which is this ageless beauty, vitality, and well-being inside out. Mm-hmm. And I know that Ageless You and Ageless Nation, this is your passion and this is your life. When you developed this retreat that you and I are both in, what came through to you? Because that title just kind of evolved out of you.
Well, I've been doing work with women. I've been doing programs, talks, conferences, and retreats, very special retreats in beautiful locations around the country, and actually in Mexico as well, since 2000. So quite a while. And it was time to do another one. So last year we did a retreat that was more based on wholeness, ageless, well-being, but it was more around wholeness, what we talked about earlier, accepting the whole of who we are and coming into that with real compassion and love for ourselves. And not that won't be included in this one, but I've been encouraged for a long time. I'm 72 years old, and it's like, I don't know, I was a model and an actress, and I have a lot of tips and tools. And women ask me all the time, what do you do for your face, for different things? And so I decided, I was really encouraged to do Ageless Beauty. Let's do beauty, because beauty really does come from the inside. And if you're healthy and you feel good from the inside, you're going to look good on the outside. It's just the way it works. Yeah. It's not the other way around, with muscles, from the outside in. It's really from the inside out, as you were saying earlier, Stephanie. So it became Ageless Beauty Vitality, which we got to have that. It's about shoring up our personal energy field. I have some amazing, really life-enhancing techniques for building your energy that you can do every day in 10, 15 minutes, and you will feel so good, and it is cumulative. If you do it I've been doing this since 1990, along with yoga and all the other things, it really works. And it's a simple little process. So I'm going to be sharing the warm up for that, and an Ageless Beauty facial that I do all the time that, uses the facial muscles to tone and beautify. And it really works. It's like the rest of your body. You take care of it. You keep it toned. Well, we need to do that for our face. It can't just, if it just hangs there, it's just going to do the same thing as the rest of the body.
Right.
So there's that too. And yeah, it just kind of evolved. I was really encouraged by quite a few friends. You have to do beauty. You've got to, and beauty really for me is huge. It's what is missing in our world right now. There's a lot of ugliness that's been going on. There's a lot of lack of beauty, and lack of just understanding. And to me, beauty is love, It really is. And we need more of it. Don't you think?
Oh my gosh.
We need more beauty everywhere. If we could focus on that inside us and outside of us, the world would be different.
Absolutely. And I feel like that piece that you're speaking to is acknowledging the beauty within us. I think there's this confusion that we get, and we're told like, oh, if you think you're beautiful, if you're in touch with your own beauty, that it's ego or it's vanity. And it's not, because beauty comes exactly like you said, it's from that essence and that light that's shining through us. And you can be talking to so many different people. I mean, I used to work with paranoid schizophrenics for 3 years. And as I would speak to them and see that light coming in different clients' eyes, absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful, no matter what they were struggling with. So I think we do have the ability to access that beauty within us because it is us. That is that light that is us.
Right. Oh, it definitely is who we are. It's just so important. There's just a lot of mediocrity in the world right now and a lot of divisiveness. So why not come into the joy and the light within us? It's time, and then share that with others. And you're right. It's okay to just feel beautiful. Everybody has a beauty, a natural inborn beauty that we were given. And so it doesn't matter how old you are. All of us have seen older people who are they're just gorgeous, they're just beaming and shining in wherever they are with wrinkles or whatever. And I'm not saying that wrinkles are bad or anything like that. Right. And I have to say that I'm really for looking the best you can look and be, regardless of your age. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a really good thing. And as women, we need that. We really do. We need to feel good about ourselves. I think everybody does,
Yes. And I know through this pandemic that, so many people would talk about, well, now that I work at home, I'm just wearing sweats, so I'm just, hardly showering. And we all know the difference that it feels like, even if you're working at home, to get dressed, to do your hair, to put on clothes that make you feel good. And so it's a vibration, right? And I cannot remember the author right now, but it's the woman who did the book, The Art of Tidying Up. You remember that book? And she said,
I don't think I read that book, but it sounds good.
It's so great because one of the things she talked about is that you go through your closet and you touch every article of clothing and you say, does this bring me joy?
Yeah, I know. I've heard that. Yeah.
And there's something so beautiful to that because if you feel good in what you're wearing, you're showing up differently. You're vibrating differently. Right. And the importance of all of this, again, it's not about vanity. It's about when we're at that vibration, we are bringing that to everyone around us and we're helping raise then the vibration of those around us and the planet.
Absolutely, we are. And the truth is that we're dreaming a new realization into being in every moment anyway. So why not dream and manifest exactly who we want to be? We have the power to do that. And our body is part of who we are. So, it's up to us to take care of it. And we can really, vision ourselves in our strongest, most healthy, most vitalized being. And that will radiate out and touch everybody that's around us. And it's about dreaming wisely right now, because we need to create a new story, not only for ourselves, but for our world. So what are we going to create? Let's create something wonderful, everybody. You know, so I'm excited about the retreat. I want people to really come and be supported to be their best in every way. I'm so excited that you're on board. So Stephanie is got all this plethora of incredible tools and strategies to share on wellness and everything. Just you're an ageless beauty. So it's really it was exciting. Our interview was so much fun.
It was
Yeah,
so much joy. And so
yeah,
people know this is an online retreat.
yeah, yeah. It's a
So it's
virtual retreat.
online, so anyone can access this.
So you can be in your sweats. You can do anything.
Right.
You can relax. You can be comfortable in your own space.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a neat thing. Safe and comfortable in your own space. And I when everybody registers, they get a little format of what it's going to be like. And I invite people to set up their space so that it's really comfortable and suits them, and they have little snacks and enough water and everything they need, and a little PlayStation so that they're ready to go. And Friday evening we have a reception. So invite you to bring, you can have your favorite beverage, and we do an overview of what we're going to do for Saturday. It's only a couple of hours. Have an award-winning singer, songwriter, musician, Martha Reich. She just won again the New Mexico Film Music Awards. And so she'll be playing. It's pre-recorded, and it's just beautiful. She did it just for us. So we'll have her on Friday evening, and we'll do an overview and a meditation and some really lovely opening. And then Saturday, it's Stephanie, and then we have Dr. Suki Mansell, who is really a hoot. She's so great. She teaches mobility. She's an incredible dancer. And I think she's 78. She's in fantastic shape. She shows how she changed her body posture, teaches us how to walk and do steps and so many different things. Really beautiful. Balance and mobility and flexibility, which we all need, especially as we get older. But you can be, I say most of the women that come are, about 38 to 40 and above.
Mm-hmm.
That's when women start thinking about it, wanting to take care of themselves. But you can be any age, truthfully. Then we have also Nathan Crane, the amazing Nathan Crane, who, if anybody goes online, he's a fit athlete. He does wonderful health regimes, teaches on his own. He's done health conferences with Deepak Chopra and everybody you can think of. And Nathan's really powerful. So he'll be sharing. And I wanted a man's point of view on beauty.
Absolutely. Awesome.
So he gave us that too. So it's going to be really exciting. And then I'll do my warm up and facial, and we'll talk about some really age-empowered strategies, which is important. Ways to look at letting go of the limited constructs that we've been taught about aging, and to come into our fullness and our rightful empowerment at this time. So we'll have some. It's all interactive. We'll do breakout sessions. Everybody goes off into their groups and discuss with questions, like Clarissa talks about, and it's going to be a wonderful time. I can't wait. Very excited.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm so excited just hearing about it. Like, I want to go to our retreat. You know? I'm not kidding. I want to get the rest of the offerings that, you know, that I didn't record, right?
Well,
so
absolutely.
Everything you're talking about, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm actually going to be with a girlfriend in Sedona during the time. And
you.
And I'm like, I'm going to sign up. I mean, I'm going to have a sign up so that we can do some of it together.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And it's
So
very
beautiful.
interactive. Women that are on the call, on the retreat last time, just the testimonials are really very touching. They just loved it. And it was an opportunity. Everybody kept saying we were only together for 2 hours on Friday and about 5 hours on Saturday. We had the rest of the Saturday evening, all day Sunday, Mother's Day. You've got all that to yourself. They said it was unbelievable how close everybody got in that short time. Because women, when we come together and we have a safe container created, which is what we do. I also work with ritual and native practices. So we open with a lot of that too. And when you've got that, you can feel free to just be who you are. And we all need it. It's time to shore up and learn some empowering practices and really highly effective strategies so we can tap into regeneration and self-empowerment in aging and in life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really hearing that strong and clear that we need to show up in our power. We need to show up in our vitality, that this is the time that we are bringing this new age and this new paradigm into being. The old narrative doesn't work anymore.
It absolutely
doesn't. Paradigms don't. So we're rescripting and we're rewiring. Yeah. And so this is how we do it. We show up and do this kind of work.
Yeah.
And then we're different in the world.
Right. So you take you take a day, it's not even a full day, out of a lifetime of days for yourself. And it's like giving yourself a massage or a day, in nature, whatever it is. This is just for you. And I guarantee it's very, very nurturing and nourishing, which is what I think everybody needs right now. We've really been through a lot. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
We've been through a lot, and it's time for us to just bring back the self-care and self-love. And so that's what it's going to be about. And I'm excited. So, and also just we have a Mother's Day special price, 30% off. So it's now $111 for both days for all of that. And there's always little surprises too. So come and join us. It'll be really fun. And you have to go to the agelesslivingseries.com site and look at women's programs, or agelesslivingseries.com/agelessbeauty2021. And you have to put in the code, the Mother's Day code of mother. Just put in that code and you get that special price.
Beautiful. And we'll make sure that we have these in the show notes. So if people need to access this, that they can absolutely do so. Because this is coming up soon.
I know.
It's a couple weeks out.
I know. Yeah.
What a gift. Sedena, this is one of the things I just love about you is how your heart shows up in this world. And it really does flow through your content and the things that you're just offering. It really is lovely. And I know that it's influenced and opened my life. And I'm so excited for people to experience this time with you and the people that you've chosen.
Thank you. Well, you're one of them, and you have, touched me deeply. And you're going to touch a lot of hearts during this weekend coming up. So it was wonderful. All your tools and tips were just fantastic, Stephanie. You're always such a treat to be with.
Thank you, Sedena. Thank you.
And how great to have you on this show. This is really neat that you're here and people.
Well, it's been so special. Yeah. So when I was asked to host Dr. Pat's show, I was like, oh my gosh, so thrilled. I love Dr. Pat. I had such an amazing time. If people want to look in the archives, I had a great interview. Dr. Pat interviewed me on her show. I just
Yeah.
loved meeting her. And so what an honor to be on this show. What an honor to work with Benny, the producer, who's been helping us with this wonderful get together and show. And so there's so much content here. So I'm really encouraging people to go on to, if you'll repeat it one more time, how people access this and the code, Sedena.
Sure. So I'm going to encourage you anyway to go to the Ageless Living Series.com site and poke around. If you go to authors, you'll see all the authors on the Ageless Living Television Series that I was talking about earlier. And then when you're on the site, you just go to programs and you see women's programs at the top, and there it is. Or you can go to agelesslivingseries.com/agelessbeauty2021. And that'll take you directly to the retreat site.
And the promo code is MOTHER. So if you put that in, you get the 30%. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, Sedena, thank you so much for being here with me. What a beautiful treat, and love spending time with you. I'm so thankful for the listeners and the opportunity to be on this show. And if people want to find out more about what I do in the world and transformational coaching, my book, The Spark, Igniting Your Best Life, is on Amazon. And you can access information about me on www.stephaniejames.world. So love to connect with any of you. There's free gifts on there as well, a wonderful visualization about igniting the spark within, and just thrilled to serve in any way that I can and help show up and help ignite other people's best lives, as I know is your joy and your passion, Sedena. So thank you so much.
Well, you're a light in the world. Thank you so much, Stephanie. This was a real joy. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Be well out there.
Yeah, so much love to everyone, and love to you, Sedena. Thank you.
Same to you, my friend. Take care.